Okay, this is our part 3 of our watching of 2
Alappuzha Gymkhana.
If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very cut version because it got readings. I can see a full uncut version of this on the Malayalam films.
I'll show you my uncut version.
Patreon, Patreon, the uncut version's
You
there.
know, Patreon Orchard membership. I will put the link in the description below. You can check that out. And at the end of the spot, we'll talk about the movie and review it. Okay? Oh, yeah. Let's finish this movie, huh?
Let's do it.
Wrestler. Punches sound way cooler in real life. I mean, in movies. Oh!
Oh, dang.
Oh, break it. Oh, bro,
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to pull through in a snap. That's different.
Oh, God.
Oops.
No, the windshield wiper still went up.
അവൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളോടായിരുന്നു പ്രേമം ചേട്ടൻ ആലപ്പുഴക്കാണോ? ഞങ്ങളെ ബോക്സിംഗ് കോമ്പറ്റീഷന് വന്നാ. തിരിച്ചു പോകാൻ വണ്ടിക്കാശില്ല. ഒന്ന് ആലപ്പുഴയിൽ ഇറക്കി തരുമോ? ഞാൻ ഒരാൾ കാരണം നിങ്ങൾക്കാർക്കൊരു പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാവണ്ട വെച്ചിട്ടാ ഞാൻ വോക്കോറ് പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇത്രയ്ക്ക് ആയ സ്ഥിതിക്ക് ആലോചിക്കുമ്പോ ജയിച്ചാ മതിയായിരുന്നു. ഒരാവശ്യമില്ലാത്ത പ്രശ്നത്തിന് ഓവർ റിയാക്ട് ചെയ്ത് ഇത്രയും മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ ഞാൻ. ആ റോയ് സാറ് പറഞ്ഞ കറക്റ്റാ. ഞാൻ ഇനി ബോക്സിംഗ് റിംഗിൽ കയറാൻ പാടില്ല. കൂടെ ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്ത പെങ്കൊച്ചിനെ കോച്ച് ചന്തി കയറി പിടിച്ചപ്പോ അയാളെ കയറി അടിക്കേണ്ട ഒരാവശ്യം എനിക്കില്ല. അയാൾ പറയണതും കേട്ട് മിണ്ടാതെ മാറി നിന്നാ മതിയായിരുന്നു. അത് ചെയ്തില്ല.
ഞാൻ എന്തായാലും ബോക്സിംഗ് പഠിക്കാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചു.
ഞാനുണ്ട് കോച്ച്, എനിക്കും പഠിക്കണം ബോക്സിംഗ്. ഇപ്പോഴാണ് ഇതിന്റെ ഈ വൈബൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് മനസ്സിലായത്. ഞാനില്ല ദീപ കേട്ടാ, എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് ഈ ബോക്സിംഗും പറ്റുന്ന പരിപാടിയല്ല.
ഇവനെ ഇനിയിപ്പോ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാനാ? വര പഠിപ്പിക്കാനാക്കി, വയലിൻ പഠിപ്പിക്കാനാക്കി, വെറുതെ ഒന്നും പൂർത്തിയാക്കത്തില്ല. ചുരുക്കം പറഞ്ഞ പഠിക്കാനും കൊള്ളില്ല, കളിക്കാനും.
Such a supportive mom.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ ജോജു അങ്ങനെ ഒന്നിനും കൊള്ളാത്തവനൊന്നുമല്ല. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇപ്രാവശ്യം തോറ്റു. പക്ഷെ അതിന്റെ അർത്ഥം നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത പ്രാവശ്യം ചാമ്പ്യന്മാരാവില്ലെന്നല്ല.
തോറ്റ് പണ്ടാരടങ്ങി ആർക്കും വേണ്ട മൂലക്കായിരുന്ന ടീമിനെ ദേ ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് തുണർത്തിയത് ഫുഡ് വരെ എത്തിച്ചത് മമ്മിയുടെ മോൻ മാത്ര.
മമ്മി, നമ്മുടെ ജോജോ ചിലപ്പോ കിങ് ആയിരിക്കത്തില്ല. കിങ് നമ്മളൊക്കെയാണ്, പക്ഷെ നമ്മുടെ ജോജോ കിങ് മേക്കറാണ്.
ഷിഫാസേടാ.
And it would be the sequel.
Team manager Jojo Johnson.
Team manager. Oh, good. Now he's going to give advice to all of you.
I will show you how to be arrogant.
Nice. Very nice. That was a lot of fun. There's one. I still don't quite understand why he stopped at the end.
I don't either.
Because then at the end he said, I didn't want to get you guys in trouble.
And the other one said he was afraid, which...
No, I think they thought he was afraid.
I don't know.
But then he at the end said, I didn't want to get you guys in trouble. And I didn't know what he didn't want to get them in trouble for. So
me too. No idea.
Clearly I missed something with that
you and me
aspect.
both. You and me both.
Of why, because it looked like he was winning.
He was.
And then he was like...
And then he just went,
okay,
nah.
I'm done. So it's clear at that moment I missed something.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was a really fun film. I thought
I enjoyed
the
it.
whole premise is like it's really not like a typical boxing movie where you train, you come and you win, and you get better and better. Obviously, some of them did, but a lot of it was just like almost a coming of age,
Not even, yeah, just it's a buddy film with a bunch of buddies.
With a bunch of buddies.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very well filmed.
Yeah, the fight sequences have to be the bread and butter.
Yeah.
And they did a great job.
Yeah, and
Did a great
obviously
job.
he kind of learned, I guess, the Khalid Rahman from Battle of Bras.
Yeah.
Because that film had if you've not seen that film, we call Battle of Bras, I think it has an actual it's called
Thalamala.
And that's such a different film too, in terms of like there's like almost no story behind it all. It's like these unique characters, and they just a bunch of fights, all the time. It's such a unique story that I could see that some people wouldn't like it because, like, there's not really like a through arc almost.
Yeah. Well, this was kind of similar in that way.
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, because this is a bronze for me. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the music. I liked the editing. What it lacked for me was there wasn't any really through line for anything that had a why that was really, really strong. Like they were fighting because that was their way to get into college because they failed on their exams.
Yeah.
But okay, I think I'll go take my exams again. And then I really love the girl, but it's not that big a deal. And we're gonna win for our city, but it's not really that big a deal. And I want to prove my parents that I'm right, but that's not that big a deal. So
like
the whys weren't big deals.
I think it's more of it's like a coming of age in terms of he doesn't, especially this main guy. He doesn't really know what he wants. He has a lot of he thinks he's the main character energy, which I guess and technically he is the main character in this. But like, I feel like his character really thinks he's the main character in life.
Yeah.
It's like he's given advice and he's been training for like 2 days.
I guess like, the end of it all, he finally his friends tell his mom, look, he's actually got a purpose now. And he really feels at the end that he does have a purpose.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I thought a lot of it was obviously for comedic reasons.
Yeah.
Behind a lot of the
And it was mostly fun.
And I thought it was a lot of, I'd give it more than a bronze, but yeah, it
was enjoyable. I wouldn't say it was excellent.
In some elements it was absolutely excellent. And if it's going for what it was going for in terms of just like this weird, quirky kind of, you can't even call it a full-on sports movie, even though it has obviously those elements of it, but it also has elements of a coming of age, of a friend buddy film.
Yeah, more of a buddy. The coming of age thing I don't see.
There's definitely coming of age. It's like finding yourself, finding your friends, finding what works for you. There's elements of it all in there. Khalid Rahman. Have we seen anything else besides Battle of Bras from him? Unda. That was the Mahmoodi one.
He directed that?
Yeah, he directed that.
Okay.
But that would be my least favorite. It would go Battle of Bras,
Battle of Bras, this and that.
Unda.
Agreed. I'd feel the same way.
If those are the three that I've seen.
Yeah. Manjimal Boys. He's in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
In it.
Oh, no, he directed Love. Oh, no, that would be very high for me. This director, even though I know you didn't love that one.
I didn't love Love. That would be lower for me.
That might be one for me. I don't know.
Very, very different films.
Dude, he loves.
Yeah.
Did he? No, he's first AD on Ustad Hotel. Okay. Because I've heard a lot about this one. We haven't seen. I think it's Dulker.
But very different films.
Yeah, he likes to do kind of weird concept films.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think his films. Unda would be the closest that would actually fit into a category.
Right.
But I don't know if that works for him. I think what works best for him is when he's like, you take a genre, but he kind of flips it on his head a little bit and does his own thing with it.
Yeah.
Because all those films, Love is a unique
very
style
odd.
of genre. Obviously, Battle of Bras, I think, especially technical wise, is a big achievement, which... let's say the editor,
Nishad Yusuf.
Fantastic editing.
Yeah, great editing on the fight sequences.
The cinematographer is
Jimshi Khalid.
obviously those two kind of go hand in hand.
And a shout out to whoever did fight choreography.
But because that really makes especially with boxing wise, it really makes it a lot easier to watch. Because if you see some fight movies and it's like, okay, they're clearly not actually. Obviously, you know they're not actually hitting because they're actors,
Right.
but you don't want it to look like they're not hitting.
Yeah.
And also, they do unique things like with pull out, editing
Yeah.
wise that I really appreciate. Composer Vishnu Vijay, top notch. Really enjoyed the modern score of this one.
Yeah, I like the score too.
The rap to some rock to some. Have we seen him before? His compositions? There's no way we haven't seen his. Might not have. Oh, Battle of the Brawls.
yeah.
Nayatu. Okay. Yeah, we've seen a couple of his Nayatu and then Battle of Brawls. This one was much more similar to Battle of Brawls. Brawls?
Battle of the Bras.
Battle of the Brawls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this movie is, right? It's that would be a good teenage coming of age story for a
Yes.
female.
Agreed.
The Battle
of the Bras. Yep.
Finding the right training bra.
Yeah. Stupid.
That is stupid. But yeah, I thought it was nice. I could see why people are enjoying it. Obviously, let us, especially that one element, why he stopped. Because I clearly we missed something.
Yep.
With that one, because I still don't quite understand why he would just stop in that moment, and I feel like with what they explained, it wasn't explained.
Yeah, that was not clear.
So his first one was Anagha. Say it.
Karakin Velum.
Is that Mahmoodi? No, is that Mahmoodi right there?
I cannot tell from that thumbnail.
That was his first, and then he did Unda, then Love, Battle of the Bras, and this one. So we only have one else of his filmography, and that would be his debut. He's a very interesting director. I like that he kind of does his own thing, and like he doesn't fit into one particular genre. And he has a voice. Some of those are my favorite directors are the ones that, even if I don't love everything they do, they're trying something different.
Yeah.
I saw somebody. Who's the director of Dune?
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, he's a very good director, but he doesn't have I don't know if they said interesting voice or a unique voice. He just makes really good blockbuster films.
Well, he's about to do James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said that's perfect because he made
I think he'll do a great job.
I mean, Arrival is probably my favorite of his.
Mine too.
It's
I like Gravity as well.
but the film, it's not because really his unique style of directing. It's just because that was a really good concept. I'm sure the writing probably has the most to do with it. But then he kind of made it into a nice, fun package. Same with Dune. Obviously, a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
But like his voice, if you don't know what I'm saying with voice, like I don't even know how to describe that in a director ways.
The best way would be their style.
Yeah. But what they're trying to say a lot of times, or just do different unique things. This director has a very unique voice.
Yeah.
And how he wants to tell his stories. Wouldn't surprise me if he has a ADHD. I attribute most people who do a lot of different things to ADHD because they get bored with normal things. And so they have to come up with it. Doesn't mean he has it, but it's just my theory behind that one. All the best artists in the world have ADHD. Right, Rick?
No.
No. Okay. It doesn't say what he's doing next, though. But I thought all the take that Shine Tom Chaco for one scene. That's
just
such
the ref.
Funny. When he showed up, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be no. He was just one scene.
Yeah.
Is he a producer?
Now they just asked him to make a cameo.
Hey, bro, you want to come in and make a cameo?
Yeah.
You're just gonna be nothing special about this ref either.
Yep.
Just come in and ref one of our sessions. That's very funny. Written by Khalid and screenplay by Shirney.
Yeah, Srini Sasindran.
And
Yeah.
that's always so interesting to me. Dialogue and
Yeah.
screenplay
Yeah.
are different a lot.
Yes.
I feel like that's not a thing as much here.
It's not a thing. If you write the screenplay, you wrote the dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there might be a team, but you wouldn't be specifically,
No.
because we've seen it a lot with Anurag. Anurag wrote dialogue for
Right.
this movie.
Right. It's because somebody comes up with the concept and pitches the story, but then you actually have to flesh it out with words. And so the fleshing out with words is the dialogue.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of takes a pressure off, I guess, the screenwriter. I bet it's a big collaboration, but that's interesting that certain people can specifically specialize in dialogue.
Yeah.
Anurag wrote a lot of dialogue for a lot of films.
Yeah.
And I think he still did it
Yeah.
up until a few years ago.
Yeah, that for me is my biggest. The reason it's a bronze and not a silver for me would be predominantly because the story itself, there wasn't much at stake. Like even the log line is the movie.
Is it?
It's after failing exams, students try entering college through sports quotas, picking boxing.
Yep.
They luck through district matches, but face uncertainty at higher competition levels. That's it.
That is the movie.
Yeah. The stakes aren't very high. I didn't really care if somebody won or lost. I was interested if they won or lost, but I didn't
You
particularly.
like the blonde hair guy?
I wanted him to win, but I didn't care if he lost. I was not invested in a way that I was rooting for them and was going to be very disappointed if they lost. Whether they won or lost was kind of immaterial for me because the writing didn't evoke that in any way, and I think that was intentional. Which some people like, other people don't. I particularly much prefer drama that has some level of stakes at risk that cause you to care and have an investment in the characters to a degree that you get some
I cared about
emotional
some of them,
connectivity.
But yeah, you didn't. There's not there was not. I understand what you're saying. There's not one particular through line.
Yeah, for any character.
For story, it was definitely about a lot of little stories. It was a lot more about the bigger concept in this.
Sure. Even the coach being angry and finally beating up that guy, it kind of felt out of place in a certain sense. I didn't feel like this was a guy that was outcast and misunderstood, and none of the stakes were high enough.
Well, that was because I think that particular one was, I think he said was touched some girl in some way. That was one of the things he said. He's like, I should have kept my cool.
Mm-hmm.
They were touching the girl,
And he was falsely accused.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, yeah.
I understand, but no, I don't do metal, so I don't really. But I give it a ruby rose with a little bit of chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah. So what's your criteria for such grading,
Bro,
You don't have any.
I just make it up on the day.
Yeah, I mean-
Similar to you.
No. Don't think so.
Anyways, let us know what you thought about the movie. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what your thoughts on it are.
Why he quit.
Why he quit. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
That one.
What did we miss?
I'm still confused by that one.
Yeah.
Please let us know that. Let us know what our next Malayalam film should be that we should do a watch along of. If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very cut version because of copyright reasons. Fake full uncoverage of this and other Malayalam watch alongs. You can have it to Patreon or channel memberships. I'll put the link in the description below with the many comments. You go check that out. And